It is the finale of The Real Housewife of Orange County, and from Shannon BEADOR tripping out on mushrooms to homophobic posts at the very end, and a very, very calculated finale. Girl, we need to talk about all of this. Welcome to Pop Smash. Hello, everybody. Troop. Welcome back. Happy Halloween. Absolutely, everyone. It is October 31st, and today we are going crazy because it is on a Friday. And like it is so weird that Halloween lands on a weekend. And if it lands on a Friday or a Saturday, that means that is the sign right there that you have to go and be as crazy as possible. Today, we are, calling on the gods of Moana. I am not Moana. I am the other guy. What is the name of the other guy? Maui? Yeah, I'm kind of like being like a Maui, like a very gender fluid Maui, because look at this hair, honey. Maui could never, Anyways, this is a mess. How are you guys? This is not my actual Halloween costume for tonight. This is just like today's costume for the videos. Let me know which one was your favorite. I mean, I think I did 3 this year. I was an angel, an alien, and now I am Maui. Anyways, and also I want to know, what are you guys dressing up as tonight? Let me know in the comments below. All right, guys. So if you are new here, welcome to the Beverly Troop. We are crazy over here, but we definitely keep it real. Am I right? So make sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you are joining me from my old YouTube channel, girl, welcome back. You found the place. This is our new home, and I am so happy that you are finally rejoining our family after all the mess that happened with the real Andy of Beverly Hills, right? So anyways, guys, subscribe. We need to talk today about the finale of The Real Housewife of Orange County. Girl, I don't know, like if I was a girl, I probably would be like playing with my hair all day long. Like I think like my ADHD could never, because this is going to be so like entertaining, Anyways, girl, that finale, it took me on a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, we have people tripping on drugs, and we have crying in that one moment, and then we are angry, and then we are like, what the fuck is this? I mean, the whole thing is just crazy, okay? I think, look, to me, this season was actually entertaining. Was a fuckfest? Yes. I mean, everything that went down with Katie Janela. I mean, I think it's very weird. I am really, really hoping that Bravo is not gonna fire Katie, because we need her redemption moving forward. Especially after everything that we know now. Katie needs and deserves to be back, right? So I think that part was very shitty. I think that Emily Simpson and Heather Dubrow, and at that even point, like Tamra and Gina, like everyone just really went against Katie for like the stupidest things. But also, I think it was a lot of retaliation from last season, right? And I think it was really, really, really bad, and it was a very bad look on absolutely everyone. Like social media is destroying Emily and Gina right now, like since all of that went down. So I'm like, like, come on, girl. I mean, Bravo, do what you need to do, right? But like Katie needs to like be back. I know that she's gonna be back at the reunion. I better hope that Katie is sitting on that chair from the very first moment until the very end, because she is not a friend of the show. She is a housewife, a full-time orange holder housewife. Okay, but anyways, it is this season, in general. Like I think to me was good. There was a lot of drama going on. There was a lot of things going on. We can like get to see people's real colors, or like reappear, and all of that. And I think because I have been reading some comments of like, oh, Orange County is boring. And I'm like, how is Orange County boring? Like, I don't think it's boring. It's really making us rethink where we stand with all of these housewives. Housewives that we used to love now is changing. Housewives who are annoyed us are like extra annoying us right now. And I think there is a lot to say from the fact that Tamara Judge does has a lot of haters, and the fact that Tamara Judge is being right now, especially at the end of the season, it's making a lot of people really tripping go because it's like, oh, how I'm going to support this person that I have been hating for so long, but she is actually right on what is happening right now. And girl, guess what? That is the beauty of Housewife. You go on a journey, you go on a roller coaster. You never know what is going to happen. Oh, my edges, girl. So, anyways, you know what I mean? So, it's like you need to like really, really understand that if you want to give blind loyalty to one housewife, it's just for the whole journey. It's going to be very hard because these people, they are great, they're amazing, they're funny, but they also made a lot of mistakes. The perfect example for me is Shannon Bedore. I love Shannon. I love that woman. Like, my dream is to go and party with Shannon Bedore, because she's funny and I think she's just carefree and I think it's so cool to be around her, right? But at the same time, it is okay to say that she makes mistakes sometimes, And like, for example, what she did to Katie Janela was a little bit exaggerated, like going around saying that she was the same as Alexis Bellino and John Jensen, and like really going after Katie Janela for something so dumb, as like recording her just screaming her, like, I think that is like a little bit too much, but it is okay to say, okay, you made mistakes, she had a full on DUI. So it is okay to say to our housewives, you make mistakes. You don't have to give blind loyalty, but you do have to like, keep them accountable. But if you love them at the end of the day, right? So I need to like that's kind of like the so it is okay to keep our housewife accountable. So anyways, I completely forgot what we were talking about. Um this hair is making me like rethink my life. So anyways, yeah, I think the show is it's it's really it did good. I'm sorry, I actually like this season. All right, now let's go into like the nitty gritty of this season finale. Okay, look, there was a lot of things that we can say. First of all, I will never really understand the friendship between Jennifer and Gretchen. I mean, not even with the season finale, like in general, like I just don't understand why Jen out of nowhere is just siding so hard with someone who is just a friend of the show. Like, girl, I mean, you should be like more into your fellow housewives. But anyway, she's like really, really, being on Gretchen's team, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know. Like, what are you trying to do over here? Um, my this is different, for me. I have never been a hater of Heather Dubrow, but I was always like, yeah, whatever. You know my stance. I have always said, Heather Dubrow belonged to Beverly Hills. Blah blah blah. But this season, Heather changed so much in such a good way. I have been enjoying Heather Dubrow actually since last season, but more this season. I don't know if now that her kids are finally out of the house, I don't know if she's finally able to really refine herself and who she really is. But she's being so carefree. Like the uptight Heather Dubrow that we used to know change completely, right? I think she will always be fancy pants because that's just who she is. She likes money. She likes be classy. She likes the good life. But now she's not uptight. I don't see that uptightness anymore. Like I feel that before she used to look down on everyone. Now it kind of like she feels like she's part of the group, right? Um she keeps people accountable when they need to be accountable. She does not hold back, and she, did a really good job, and also standing for her family. I will have to say, since Heather Dubrow, came out with the having, multiple kids on the LGBTQ plus community, and the support that she has been giving to the community, that to me right there really screams like who you are as a human being in general, and that's why, and we're gonna talk about the Gretchen of it all at the end. That's why I cannot just believe what Gretchen has to say, because Heather has been showing us constantly the real support, and of course for Heather is personal. She has kids on every single spectrum of the LGBTQ community, right? So for her, this is personal, and she wants to do better, not only for her kids. I mean, I think what she wants to do is literally make the world a better place for her kids, especially now that we are living on a time that literally our rights that we have been fighting so much and so hard are literally being under attack, right? So it's a fight that I don't even know if it's ever gonna end. So to have an ally like Heather, it really, really means a lot. It really feels my heart, and I have to say, she definitely jumped to be one of my favorite housewives. Like I really, really have a new understanding for her, and also the fact that she does weed and mushrooms, and she doesn't give a shit, and she's just here. She's finally having fun, and I think that's also part of what I'm really, really loving. She's finally having fun, not thinking about who broke the damn bow of the cake. You know what I mean? So I'm really, really enjoying Heather Dubrow this season. Um, the whole scene with the house, of his father, her father, I'm sorry, and like spreading the ashes and everything. It was so raw and so real. Like I was literally crying listening to her saying goodbye, because it's such a different, like depth. It's really, really such a different thing, and I'm happy that she's letting us in all of this. I'm Heather, you did that, and I'm going to applaud you all the way. Shannon Bedore is Shannon Bedore. I'm so sorry. I love that bitch. I mean, she is so funny. She is the physical comedy relief that we need on this show. No one has made me laugh so hard like Shannon Bedore, And I think I don't know if she does it on purpose. I don't know if she just forgive that the camera is there. I don't give a shit. The fact that she's there giving us pure entertainment, that's what I need. That's what I love. And Shannon is just like making us laugh out loud like there is no tomorrow. And she's letting us in. And then, she sometimes I'm feeling like we are laughing at her, but then she gets into the joke as well. And then it makes us realize that we are laughing with her, because she knows that she is a mess, but she is a good mess, right? So I'm so happy that all of this really, uh you know it's going the way that it's going. Okay. What can I tell you about Emily and Gina? Look, Gina has evolved a lot as a housewife. I think now she is more of a housewife than she was before, as she was living in the casita, right? However, there is a part of Gina that I just cannot really shake off yet. I don't enjoy it, like the same way that I enjoy the other women. And like it's kind of like annoying sometimes to me, but it is not hate. Like I just don't care. Like if she's in the show, it's fine with me. If she's not on the show, I wouldn't really care. Emily, on the other hand, I mean, Emily to me is more of like established housewife, and I know that a lot of you don't like Emily, you know, but I believe that she's being authentic and she's being real when it comes to her family. And one thing that I have always really appreciated from Emily is the fact that she has always kept it real when it comes to her family. She actually has shared her family situations, her marriage to Shane, all the difficulties, now dealing with the kids. I know a lot of people were saying, like, oh, she's using her kids as a storyline, and that is disgusting. But I don't think that way. Because at the end of the day, what we want to watch is also what these ladies are going on their personal life. If you focus a whole season only on the drama between the girls, it's not good. We have been there and people still complaining about that. At the end of the day, Real Housewife formula, it has to be, or it has been, 50% the drama between the ladies and 50% each individual lady showing us the real life. And that's why I appreciate Emily, because she has let us in inside of her marriage, her problems, her body dysmorphia, her everything that she has been going through, and now her kids. And I'm so sorry, but if you as a woman and as a mother has a kid who end up being autistic or in the spectrum or with an eating disorder or with whatever problem, you are going to be living through that because you are trying to make what's better for your kid. How are you going to keep that away from the cameras? And that is not making it your storyline, is that is her reality. So that's what we need to watch. So I actually really appreciate, because I believe that if she shows all of this, people who maybe have not even realized that maybe their kids are also on the spectrum are going to say, oh shit, my kid is actually doing the same thing. So it's actually bringing awareness, right? um I know, again, Emily is not perfect. There are parts of her that I don't understand, like saying that the police is never wrong, and that, innocent until proven guilty, and then going on against Katie and doing all the shit that she has been doing to Katie, uh, which we know is very, like, I mean, we know it's because Katie said all the things about the nanny. So it's more like a retaliation, right? So I'm not saying that Emily is perfect either, right? But like, we have to appreciate the good, the bad, and the ugly on each one of these housewives, right? Which takes me to Tamara Judge. Tamara Judge is definitely chaos, you know but we need also to know and understand that when you have been a housewife for so long, you learn to play the game extremely well. Does she self produce? Yes. Is she probably producing things and shit in her mind to make the show really great? Yes. Does that going to create chaos and mess with other people's like lives? Probably, But at the end of the day, if we don't have someone like that, then the show becomes boring, And we have seen it, even in Orange County before, when they were in their bad times. So if you don't have a producer housewife who is capable of doing shit that it's necessary to be done, then the show is going to be bad. And then you will be here saying, oh my God, this show is so boring. Oh my God, nothing is going on. Oh my God, there is no drama. Oh my God, like, are we really only talking about this? You know what I mean? Because there is no winning when it comes to the Bravo fandom. So, but it is a fact that we love drama, that we love confrontation, that we want to see these ladies going after each other. And I think that has been Tamara, thing all the time that she has been a housewife. Now the Tamara that we're getting this season, she's dealing with the Teddy of it all, and I do believe that this is very hard on Tamara because Tamara and Teddy are really, really, really close, right? So I believe this is hard on her. And I think she is lashing out on absolutely everyone else, or trying to use this drama mechanism, to kind of like deal with everything that is going on with her, right? But that does not mean, especially in this season, especially on this season finale, that what she is saying is wrong, because it is not. And again, this is killing absolutely everyone who is a hater of Tamara Judge, because now they are being forced to say, oh, wait, Tamara is right, you know? And that's where I came again. It is okay to accept that someone is right and that someone is wrong, no matter if we like them or not, right? Um the Gretchen of it all. And I think this is the part that I was like really, dreading a little bit because this is very political, because this is very into religion. Those are topics that I do not like to talk in general in my channel, but this is where we are right now. I don't believe anything that comes from Gretchen Rossi's mouth. When I saw the text message, the tweets, I'm sorry, right? And they were liked by Gretchen. And I think there is even some comments in there. There is a part of you that think that they might be fake, but in this case, I was like, this is real. This is 100% real, you know? But I'm still going to wait to see what explanation Gretchen is going to give, right? I am very, very good into looking through the bullshit. Guys have been with me for 6 years by now, you know? And like every single time that I tell you that someone is a piece of shit, they end up being a piece of shit because I am very good at reading people. And I was waiting to see what was going to be her reaction. The moment that you are confronted by something like this, again, there is a difference if you are a regular human being, and there is another difference when you are a public person, right? If this was fake, you will lose your shit. You will be right there, jumping, screaming, trying to prove right there that what you are saying or that what they are saying it's fake. You know, I will be opening my Twitter account. Let's go. Let's sit down right here, even if it takes 5 hours, and let's go through all my Twitter account until the very beginning, and let's see if we found what you said I like. I will be going on right there, losing my shit, because this is not only about being a horrible homophobic person. You are on a national and international platform who is managed by your gay boss, okay, and who is also his fandom lays on extremely into the LGBTQ plus community. So if you are a homophobic, a transphobic person, there is no space for you on the Bravo community. Period. So that by you getting accused of being homophobic, it will destroy you and your career right there on this platform, right? So if I'm being accused of something like this, I will lose my shit. I will do whatever it takes. No one will stand up from this table until I can prove to you that this is bullshit, that this is fake, because this could destroy my career. Period. That's what you do. But Gretchen, she got caught so off guard that the only thing that you can see going on in her mind was probably, shit. Yes, I did that. How I'm going to cover this? What is going to happen? The fact that she didn't even deny this. If you really look at the episode, she says a lot of things. She says, "I don't remember doing that. Oh, sometimes I'm going like too fast and I'm just liking everything because I don't have a brain and I just like everything. And then she says another thing that I was like, oh my God. And it is so obvious that she's processing, trying to create a lie right there that she cannot. So the only thing that she can say is like, you know me. I'm not like that. You know me. You know me. And he's like, do they know you? Do they? Now, this is the part that I don't want to, that I don't like to talk, but it is what it is. Gretchen Rossi is a Trump supporter. Gretchen Rossi is extremely Christian. We know what fanatic Christians, Trump supporters do, okay? Because we have seen them. Because they are right now out there trying to go into the legal system, and trying to destroy rights for the LGBTQ community. So we know where you stand for, okay? And you know me, guys. I don't even care. Usually, if you are a Republican or a Democrat, I don't give a shit about that as long as you are respecting human rights. The moment that you become homophobic, transphobic, racist, xenophobic, any of that shit, you are a piece of shit and you do not deserve to be on the Bravo community or even be on these Bravo platforms. Period. It does not make any sense. And she does not know how to defend that. That's why I don't believe any of this shit. The way I am so proud for the way that Heather Dubrow, Gina Kirschenheit, and Shannon BEADOR stood up for the LGBTQ community right there. Tamara, she was trying to defend herself. We all know that. But Tamara has been a big ally of the LGBT community before, right? But at that moment, at that table, we all know that Tamara was only going to defend herself, right? Or to attack, so she could take revenge on Gretchen, You cannot tell me that you are sitting on this for a year. I was like, Tamara, lie on this one. Say that someone just said that to you. The moment that she said, I knew about this a year ago. I mean, Shannon is right. And you are waiting until now to say this shit? So that part I was like, oh, Tamara, But again, just because Tamara is Tamara does not mean that she is wrong. Because she is right. Gretchen is a homophobic piece of shit, allegedly. So and she doesn't know. She literally goes into this shock moment so much that she has to run and call fucking Slate. Even Jennifer was like, why are you calling Slate? Every single action that you made is to make you look guilty as fuck. This is bad. This is bad. Whatever they try to put on Katie Ginella, that's nothing. Because Katie Ginella was not going against human rights. She was not going against actual human beings. What Gretchen is doing is literally going against human rights, and promoting hate and promoting this disgusting propaganda that keeps going around. And it just makes my blood boil. And then they dare to finish this season with a week later, we have this random person message of this person blogger saying that Tamra Judge has been leaking things to the press and that Tamra Judge is this horrible person. And you want me to sit down here and believe that this is right or that this is truth? I don't give a fuck at this point if Tamra Judge is on the line as she's filming with a blogger. I don't care about that. I care about what are we going to do with Gretchen Rossi. You know what I mean? Because it fails that last part. Whoever approved that last part as a season finale should honestly be fired. Because it felt like the biggest deflection. Like, we have a huge homophobic moment right here. Oh, now let's get back to talk shit about Tamara. And I was like, maybe, you know what they should have done with this last part? They should have waited and played that part at the reunion, which they're gonna do. We all saw the preview, right? But they should have not shown that part on the show because it deflects from such a horrible moment, that we just got over here. Tamara talking to bloggers. It is true. Tamara is a freaking blogger. That is what she does. Her whole podcast is about that. You know about this. On 2025, bloggers are just part of the conversation. Okay. Even if you like it or not, it's happening in New Jersey, it's happening in Salt Lake City, it's happening in Miami, in Potomac, it's happening everywhere. Stop with the whole narrative of like, oh, bloggers are so bad. Bitch, no more. It is what it is. And Tamara Judge, it's a blogger, So she talks to people. Now, I was watching a video from Zach Peter, before I filming this. He says something interesting that he thinks that maybe this blogger is probably a producer sending that, talking to them, kind of trying to kind of like rearrange and like pushing a storyline. Um, and I was like, maybe you are onto something, Maybe this is just a producer who hates Tamara and is really trying to do all of this and giving all this information. At the end of the day, even when we have had a lot of information leaking before the show is out, we still have watched the whole show. We're still giving the ratings. So I don't know why they are trying to convince us that this is such a bad thing. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're still watching. Even if we know, like, for example, that season of Vanderpump Rules that we knew absolutely everything that was happening before it airs. We knew and we still watch. It was one of the, most watched seasons of Vanderpump Rules. Because that's who we are as Bravo fans. We're still gonna watch. So I don't know. It felt very deflective. I was like, I don't know what you guys are doing over here, But it was a decision to finish the season like that. We're moving into a 3-part reunion. It's going to be a little bit crazy, but I'm here for it. And in general, I'm sorry, I like this season. I think it was a strong season. I will give it 8 out of 10. And from all of the other franchises, I don't think they're doing that bad. I think right now every single franchise is actually doing good. That's why I'm very curious to see how Beverly Hills is going to do, because actually every other season that aired this year has been very strong. Of course, Salt Lake City is number one and Miami is number two. Yeah, they are like Queen Supremes right now, But I will say Orange County is a strong number three, you know. So yeah. Anyways, let me know what you guys think on the comments below. Let me know how far you'll go to take these bitches down, and how affected you are from Gretchen Rossi's comments. Where do you stand in every single one of these issues? Let me know in the comments below. And girl, happy Halloween. Be safe, enjoy, party, get drunk, naked, wasted, do whatever, weed, mushrooms, like do whatever you do, girl. But just be safe tonight, okay? And have fun. Happy Halloween, guys. I love you. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. If you want to support my channel, the link is on the description below. Someone left me a couple comments before saying that they have been trying to use the link on PayPal and it was not working. Let me know if that is still the case. I'm gonna post on my community tab a QR code that you can also use, but I don't know exactly why the link is not working. But I don't know. Maybe I supposedly I already fixed it, but like let me know if you still can. Okay. Unfortunately, that is the only way that you can support my channel right now, because none this or the other channel are being monetized so far. So yeah, but other way to support me, just share, double share, triple share this video, watch, rewatch, and triple watch this video, and all other of my videos. Okay. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll see you around. See ya. Bye.